Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. It's Monday, January 2nd, so Happy New Year to you. Glad you are here. If you're tuning in on the replay, be sure that you catch the replay and, type in the comments replay, hashtag replay, so that I know you are watching the replay. If you are joining me on any of the platforms, I'm actually live streaming right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and my Facebook profile, my Facebook page, two of my Facebook groups. So you are likely to see me almost everywhere, right? So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey, and I'm the creator of the soon to be launched Certified Income Acceleration Coach Program. I'm really, really, really excited about it. Excuse me. It really does showcase my body of work. It's where I'm actually taking coaches who want to understand the income acceleration roadmap. I'm taking them from start to finish to beef up their skills in those specific areas. And there are 8 specific areas that I work with people in. And it's my body of work. It's a year-long program. I'm excited about it. I don't want to tell you too much now, but I'm happy that you are here because today I'm talking about elevation, right? Elevation. When I looked up in the dictionary, and you'll see this in the description for today's episode, I looked in the dictionary and it said elevation meant taking something to new heights, right? And so when you think of elevation, there's a way that you've got to think about elevation in order to actually achieve elevation. You guys know my personal mantra is mindset is everything. So this is really a little bit of a deep dive into what I mean when I say mindset is everything, especially as it relates to elevation. So if you're here and you want to say hello, be sure that you grant StreamYard access so that I can see who you are and by name and not just Facebook user in the comments. I see that there are people starting to pop on now. So thank you guys for joining me for this episode. I'm here Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. I usually stay for about 30 to 35 minutes, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less, because I really like to get into more of a conversational mode with you about this, right? I like to get into talking with you in a way that really gives you a glimpse into what it means to achieve whatever the topic is that we're speaking about, right? So today, talking about elevation. I'm not sure why it keeps telling me that I haven't joined yet, but I'm here. I'm here and I'm live and it's saying be ready to start. Facebook is on a delay or something, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going to check just to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be on Facebook. Let's see. Am I on Facebook? I am on my Facebook page. Good. I do see myself. I've been there for 3 minutes, and that's about right compared to what the timer on my end says. Hello and welcome. Make sure you grant StreamYard permission so that I can actually see who you are when you are in the comments and you let me know that you are here. The thing that's interesting to me is, Facebook really makes some changes. And when they make changes, it feels like it's without notice, right? Even though I know it's not without notice. I'm just not entirely up on all the things that they do. So hello and welcome. We're going to get started officially in just a second. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. As a reminder, I am streaming live on Facebook, my page, my profile, 2 Facebook groups. I'm also streaming right now on LinkedIn and 2 YouTube channels. So you can catch me and let me know you're here on all of those channels. Today we're talking about elevation. And as I said before, elevation by definition means that you are taking something to new heights. Elevation means you're moving to higher heights. And that's actually my theme for this year is elevate or elevation. So today it really is about making sure you know and have the right mindset for elevation to occur. This came to me because what I realized in my personal mantra, mindset is everything, is that no matter what you're doing, you got to have the right mindset. And sometimes that means you got to challenge yourself to elevate your mindset so that you can accomplish bigger, scarier goals in your coaching business, right? So let's talk a little bit about what some of those bigger, scarier goals are for your coaching business. And, I'm a 20 something year veteran business and sales coach, and people know me as the income acceleration mentor because I show six-figure coaches how to grow and scale your coaching business. And the things that I'm going to talk with you about today are really designed to give you insight into the areas that you need to focus on with your mindset. Okay. So it's about what you know, it's about what you think, it's about what you believe is true. And we're going to dig into some of that today. I've got five I want to give you. The first thing I want to give you is it sounds like an obvious one, but it's less obvious than you may think. Okay. The first one I want to give you is to um, invest in professional and personal development. If you want to elevate your business, you want to take your business to new heights, you want to take your ideal clients to new heights, then it requires that you invest in professional and personal development. I could have broken those up, but just for the sake of what I'm talking about, let me keep them together. If you're focusing on doing work on yourself and your business, it really is going to elevate your mindset. And there are going to be results that you achieve based on that. In October, I hired a whole new coach. I enrolled in a program. It's the most I've ever spent for coaching. I'm happy about the investment that I'm making. And I did it because I saw the opportunity to elevate. I saw the opportunity to take my business, to elevate my ideal client, to elevate my coaching, to do all of that. After more than 20 years, I was overdue for having that shift in my mindset. And let me just tell you, I came back to my business after enrolling in the program, and I said, you know what? Clients who are working with me right now, I've been playing small. And let me tell you, I'm getting ready to stop, and you need to get ready for me, excuse me, to elevate, for me to stop playing small and play bigger. That means scarier goals. That means, more strategy, more intention. It means, increasing my fees way above what I've ever charge for what I do. Yes, I'm the I charge for that lady, but sometimes as the I charge for that coach, I've got to think about what I'm doing as well. I learn from what I do and I share it with my clients in a way that they elevate as well. So, working on professional and personal development will help you elevate. Personal and professional development will help you elevate. One last thing about that. One of my digital mentors, Robin Sharma, he's got quite a few books, a lot of videos, a lot of content across the internet. And he says if you want to increase your fees, you need to invest in personal development. Well, why, Wendy? Why does he say that? He says that because he understands that mindset is everything, and it has to happen in your mind before it can actually happen and you produce the results that you desire. So, personal and professional development is a great thing to know and have if you want to elevate in your coaching business. The next thing I want to give you is related to mindset is everything as well. You got to make sure that you are fueling your mindset. If you want to elevate, I remember I interviewed Simon T. Bailey. Look him up. He's a Hall of Fame speaker, amazing guy. And I interviewed him for my web TV show, this show, a couple of years ago. Okay. And I asked him what was the single most strategy that had helped him in his business. And he said, reading. He said reading. So investing in yourself, fueling your mindset is exactly what Simon meant. It means you read. I have a Facebook friend who is reading so many books, and last year I think she read 22. I have a business bestie a couple of years ago. Her goal was to read at least 2 books a month, and she was a tax accountant, so that was during tax season, and she still had to do that because she made that commitment. Reading is one of those things that really quickly elevates your mindset. Years ago, when I got into a different profession before I came to coaching, because I was new to the profession of software development, I went out and bought all kind of books so that I could understand what process management looked like and what process re-engineering was. And it helped me because it gave me like a platform to understand the work that I was doing. I didn't follow everything in all of the books, but it gave me like the lay of the land so that I could be very, very successful in my career as a process manager, then as a project manager, then as a program manager, and a senior manager. Every level in corporate, just like every level in my coaching business, what's helped me tremendously is being able to go and grab books that help open my mind, that help me learn and think differently about what I do, right? The same is true for you. Think about the books that you read and how they can serve you. Again, understanding the terrain, understanding, opening your mind to new ideas. There's a book that I haven't started reading it yet, but my coach has also started teaching from it. And that's the 12-week year, right? The 12-week year. I can't remember the author, but the 12-week year. She started teaching from it. And I love thinking of condensing what you do in a year to 90 days, right? So this first quarter, I'm on the money trying to, focus so that in 90 days, I can do what I would have previously been able to accomplish in a year. That's the beauty of reading. That's the beauty of fueling your mindset. Okay. I also believe that fueling your mindset sometimes is about, you know, opening you up to be less afraid of things that you would typically be afraid of. Okay. Doing something outside of your comfort zone, stepping out into a place and space that scares you enough that it also challenges you and you end up doing so much more. I was talking to my son, and for those of you who don't know me, I have a soon to be 33-year-old son, soon to be 33-year-old. I tell him all the time I'm too young and good looking to have a 32-year-old. He just kind of says, okay, mom. But I was talking to him, and he recently got a promotion, and his promotion was from managing one store to being a regional manager where he manages 2 stores. That's more, employees that report to him, and he's tracking the sales and the inventory and all of that. So it's a lot more responsibility. He told me the other day that he's more than 30 days. I think he's into his 60-day window of being in the role, and he's already increased sales in the store by $10,000. And so, I was curious. I was like, well, how did you get that? That's amazing. I love it. And he said, I looked at where I was and I looked at what we needed to do. And I paid attention to traffic patterns and all of that good stuff. And guess what? It resulted in $10,000 over the previous period in sales. Same thing is true for us. One of the things that I do, and I did it yesterday, every month I do what I call a month in review, and I set aside 90 minutes on my calendar. And in that 90 minutes, I look at everything. I look at website stats. I make sure I look at most viewed tweets. I look at, traffic patterns. I look at subscribers. I look at all of that. How many emails were open, what my open rates were for that period of time. And, it's a law of attraction strategy that is not commonly well known, but what you track grows. What you track grows. So when I look at all of these things, I'm actually able to kind of pull levers and push things in a way that helps elevate those numbers that I'm tracking. But in order to do that, I've got to see what the numbers are. One of my colleagues, Lori Granito, says it's not magic, it's math. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at the math in your business. When you look at the math in your business, what you're going to find is you have opportunities to create strategies as levers to push and pull the things in your business so that you end up, successfully implementing and elevating. Okay, that's the beauty of mindset is everything. Like, I've given you a lot around mindset is everything, but the point is to fuel your mindset and feed your mindset so that it's always in the process of elevating. Okay, so let me give you two more and then I'm going to close out. When you are looking to elevate your business, when you're looking to elevate your coaching business, the thing that I want you to pay attention to is the processes. If you're doing something every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, then it's a repeatable process. Okay. If you're doing it with any measure of frequency, it's repeatable. So you need to document that process. When you can document the process, then you can improve it. I told you earlier that in my former corporate life, I did process engineering. And one of the things I learned is if you understand, excuse me, the process, then you can tweak it and then you can plug tools into it. You can plug resources into it to automate it and elevate it. Elevation gives you tremendous freedom in your business. Elevation gives you the mindset and the thinking that you're always growing, right? Elevation means that you're able to see opportunities, more and more opportunities to do well in your business. Elevation is taking your business, like I said, to new heights. And in 2023, I want you guys really, really thinking about what's it going to take for me to elevate my business, my coaching business this year. One of the ways to do that is by documenting your processes, then automating them and streamlining your effort with resources. Gives you some insight into how you hire a team as well. I was working with a client last year, and it's not uncommon for people in coaching to assume that the first hire that you make has to be a virtual assistant. And, I said to her, so she kept saying, I want a VA. It's time for me to get a VA. And I was like, okay, what do you want your VA to do? And when she started telling me the activities that she wanted her VA to handle, I was like, I don't think that's what a VA does. Now, VAs can do a lot, but when you know the responsibilities you want them to have, then what you may find is that a VA is not the first order of business. Maybe it's, in her case, a research assistant, a marketing research assistant. Maybe it's a social seller, somebody to sell for you across your social media. When you can't be there, you can't be live and, presenting and talking to people about what you're offering. Social sellers may be, a resource you want to have. You may want to have an online business manager, somebody who's managing the back end systems and tools and processes of your business. Every time I have a team and I have a new process, one of the things that I do is I actually have them document the process as much as possible. Then I know where the problems are. Then I can see how to fix those challenges in the process. And more importantly than all of that, I get to see how to automate that process or those processes and make it easier, not just for me, but for my team as well. Right? Then I know how to assign resources to those processes. The last thing I'm going to share sounds a little different than what you may hear others talk about. When I talk about elevation and it being what you know, the thing I want you to understand about what you know as it relates to elevation is it really does require a large measure of self-care. And here's what I mean by that. When you are in the process of getting to new heights in your coaching business, in your life, in anything, it means that you are clear that you're not there to be on a grind. If you've been around me for any length of time, I don't believe in a grind, right? Occasionally, I know sometimes we have to be in that space, but it's not necessary. When you practice extreme self-care, then you can think clearly. The story that I love to share is the sharpening the saw story from the 7 habits of highly effective people by Stephen Covey. It's a book that's been around for a number of years, but there's one story that stands out to me. The whole 7 habits is great, but sharpen the saw is one of those habits. And he tells a story of these two lumberjacks, and they are having a tree cutting contest. And I may be, embellishing it or giving it the Wendy White twist, but the point is they were in a contest to see who could cut down the most trees. Okay. And one of them, every so often, he would look over and see the other one sitting down. And he was like, oh, well, I'm going to keep cutting down trees and I know I'm going to win. Well, they got to the end and he wasn't the winner. It was the one who had been sitting down. So he posed a question to him. He said, hey, I don't understand how you won, because every time I saw you, you were sitting down. He said, oh, I wasn't sitting down. I was sharpening my saw. And because I was sharpening my saw, it enabled me to be able to cut down more trees because my saw was sharpened. That's what extreme self-care can do for you. Excuse me. That's what it means to practice being outside of a grind, right? That's what it means for you to be in a situation where you are identifying processes, you're plugging in resources, you're making sure you're improving on those processes, you're plugging in tools, and you're really taking great care of yourself in the process. As an entrepreneur, we only have 24 hours in the day just like everybody else. But having 24 hours in the day doesn't mean we have to work 24 hours a day. Having 24 hours in the day doesn't mean we have to actually be in motion 24 hours a day. It just means that we get the same chunk of time. So we get to identify and choose wisely how we want to actually take advantage of that time that we have. That really is big for you when it comes to elevate, because you can see clearly when you are in elevation mode. Okay. So I've been talking about elevation today, and it's because I want to invite you to elevatewithwendy.com. It is a Coach Elevation Blueprint Masterclass series. It's happening in a couple of weeks. You still have time to sign up for it. And, I want to incentivize the folks who sign up early. So if you're one of the first 25 people who sign up, I'm going to give you a special piece of content. Haven't decided what it's going to be, but for the first 25 people who sign up for the masterclass series at elevatewithwendy.com. Scroll down and the sign up box is at the very bottom of the page. I put it there. I know it's not like in marketing ease the way it's supposed to be, but I put it there because I wanted you guys to really see what you're going to get when you participate in that masterclass series. So go to elevatewithwendy.com and sign up. For the first 25 people, I have a special piece, a special gift of content that I'm going to share with you. So thanks everybody for being here. As a reminder, tomorrow I'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern in the on all of these platforms again. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how to deliver world-class service in your coaching business. World-class service is what everybody wants. At least I think they do. And you've got to be able to know what it takes to deliver that. So I'm going to give you some tips and a strategy about how you can create world-class service in your coaching business today. Remember, if you're catching me on the replay, type #replay in the comments. If you have questions, you can ask your questions there, and I'll be more than happy to go back to all of the platforms and respond to your questions or comments. I actually did a special, The Future of Coaching, yesterday in my private Facebook community. If you missed that, it is still there for you to see. You just go to profitablecoachingsociety.com. That's a direct link to my private Facebook community. And based on that private link to my Facebook community, you'll see the video there in the discussion part of the group. So thanks everybody for being here. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.